the Side Sessions podcast. My name is Sai Jones. He's Queen Schraz. Welcome back.
Hi. Siqale pants. Cut.
We're not cutting that. I love it.
Yazi.
Because it gets the blood going. Welcome to the Side Sessions podcast. My name is Sai Jones. We're back again. Here's King Schraz.
That's better.
I didn't know I was on this podcast for my introductions.
We enjoy your voice.
And can I ask you something, by the way? Have you listened to yourself back? Like, when I listen to myself back, I don't enjoy how I sound, and I realize that I sound different in different settings, especially if I can't hear myself. If I can't hear myself, I'm much louder, as you know. But if I can hear myself, I speak more like myself. I'm more poised, if I can put it like that, but I speak more like myself. I don't know if you feel like you've noticed how you speak when you listen to yourself back.
Hey, yes, that is a difficult one. I don't listen to my voice as per se,
Okay.
but I watch my reactions and the faces that I pull. I'm like, why am I angry? It's probably something on my mind. So the shades help quite a lot because the eyes get lost sometimes. You know, I've oftenly noticed that on podcasts, we tend to look around and the attention, like I'm looking over there, but the audience can't see over there.
Yeah.
Wenzani?
But you realize that they don't care, by the way. These people are probably watching us while they do the dishes.
Oh, you don't care?
They do care
So
because what matters is what
beningangikhumbulanga,
we
you
say.
did not miss me being absent. You don't miss Nina.
I missed you. Is that? Yay.
High
I
five.
miss you so much. I'm not even gonna lie. It's I said it's nice to have guests sometimes, but we do have a good thing going on here.
Hayi ke, hadiqale.
Are you ready for today?
I'm ready.
Shoo. You know what? We talked about this on the phone, and I've just been sitting and thinking, and I sit a lot in my thoughts, as you know, as you also do. So as I was sitting and thinking in my thoughts, I kind of felt this level of weirdness. And I was trying to identify where that weirdness comes from. And it's the reason why I started the tip series on my Instagram, by the way. Because I started a tip series on my Instagram just based on some things that I'm thinking concerning being a DJ, being a DJ, and navigating the music industry. So anyway, I've started feeling like things are just weird, like there's a shift in culture, not because probably I've been an observer of the culture since it's been a very long time. Like, I've been collecting music maybe for over 15 years, but been a DJ for like 12 years. But a shift in the culture, I'm feeling it, and I don't think it's random, and I don't know if I'm the only one who's feeling this shift.
15 years is a long time. I mean, we send a fresh house flavor one.
I'm telling you.
You know, so the way in which we receive music now, and also just in general, the way music is produced. Not only that, but with evolution, there also comes that the mass appeal. You know, that's what's striking me now. Like how we look good right now.
Yeah.
By the way, you look good with
Thank
your
you.
many
You
rings.
too. I need that top.
Where Nathanos snap. Stala Pansi, we're researching DJing. You know, I wanted to share something with you that I didn't share yesterday. Actually, I've been on Instagram of late.
Okay.
Thanks for encouraging that on the previous episodes. And I follow Black Coffee.
Okay.
Black Coffee. Yabo. So Black Coffee posted his most recent gigs with Shims and just him by himself, right? Mm-hmm. And one of the gigs that he posted while he was playing back-to-back with Shimza, you know what they did? They put drones in the sky, right? And the sky lit up and it was his face.
Are you like, okay, that sounds visually titillating.
You didn't see this?
I didn't see it.
Oh my
Seen it.
goodness.
I'm not that big on on social media. Like, and I'll tell you why. Yeah.
So you see this thing where like artistry has gone to another level now. I'm from club DJing. Us as club DJs, well, I'm not a club DJ, by the way. I play at bars, not clubs. You know? Okay. Yeah, I'm upper echelon. Yeah, we are curator. Yes.
Yes, man.
So when I looked at that, it got me thinking ukuthi how much the culture has shifted.
Yeah.
When I looked even at his drip, the way he dresses
Yeah.
now versus when he started in the game, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking about what you just said now, how the massive shift in DJing has become somewhat of something that we can't ignore, you know?
Yeah.
You could show up with shorts back in the days.
Yeah.
It's brown. Ne top, say not even Mr. Price, I say Pick and Pay, and I'm stripes. People wouldn't care because the DJ would be behind the scenes
Yeah.
by the freezer there.
Yeah.
And every time they need to open the freezer, you must move your equipment. You know, so that's how we started back in the days. My witness to this, our Prince KB, yes,
Yeah,
used to
yeah.
play in cages.
Yeah.
You know, carry around CDs, but now you barely need CDs. You just have a USB. You're minimalist. You're minimalistic in a sense. Plus, at the same time, dude, there's nothing that shows you're a DJ because think about it. If you show up ngalama headphone amancane,
Like
can
you'd have to be
fit-
wearing some headphones to be like, I'm a
yes,
DJ.
back in the days, because they were big, those
like
headphones.
they were big.
yakhumbula.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Vela
had
ngama
big
headphone.
headphones.
And then there's some guy that used to follow me around. His name is Ukarabelo. Karabelo Mollo. Shout out my G. He used to carry my
Your
bags.
CD
Yeah,
bags.
I would walk in after him. In fact, sometimes I'd like start the set.
Boy superstar phela.
Yeah, phila kamnandi. You know, now there's no one to do that because
Yeah.
angayithatha USB yakho and then it might disappear.
Now we have people following you, people coming to shows with you,
Dude.
just so you can be hyped up behind the decks, and people can capture you being hyped up behind the decks. Now we have DJs have entourages.
Is it a good
and
thing?
They have entourages, and it's about being seen also now. And before I actually even go on to why I'm saying it's like a shift, but it's not random, and the reasons why I'm feeling a culture shift, and I'm sure since you agree now you're feeling a culture shift, that we can talk about why, what the reasons could be that we are feeling a culture shift. We had a conversation on the phone, and I don't know whether I'm premature in talking about the conversation on the phone about your record label. I don't know if you wanted to like plug it somewhere as we're talking, but we had a conversation on the phone, and now I'm remembering that some of the things you mentioned about your record label might have been what we're going to talk about today might be the reasons why you decided what you decided. I don't know if you want to share what you decided about your record label.
I've decided to pivot.
Oh, I like the term pivot. Pivot is a good term.
Pivot.
Yeah.
Pivot.
Is there a specific reason why you did that? And what does pivoting look like? I'm so curious.
I am going to disclose it,
Okay.
but not that much.
Okay.
I'm only going to share just the basics because I feel as though sometimes we share quite a lot.
I love sharing.
But we need to be selective in the way that we share because of what's currently happening. You know, this. You spoke about something over the phone where you said this genre pigeonholing. You know, where if mhlampe in a situation where you need to play, let's say at a club that captures the vibe in a sense, right? Particularly where they like where there's the youth is there. So what that means, it looks something like, let me just simplify it. You see what the Black Coffees are doing.
Yeah.
You see what the Shimzas are doing, and you see that they're on an upward trajectory. You know, so you end up having to take that and bring it into the modern day system of the club or the space in which you're performing in, which then becomes something like, okay, I need to move now from deep house because people just don't relate the way they used to deep house as much as they do to
like Afro tech or Afro
Your
house,
genre.
my genre.
your other genre.
Which is cool, by the way. But the past couple of years, I actually had a sit down with myself, and I was like, I've been playing Afro house since for a very, very long, since I started DJing, and all of a sudden it's so cool. But sorry, I cut you.
When I have comments about that. my favorite version of Psy is the one that plays Deep House and Soulful.
And that's the thing, right? When
know-
I started DJing, remember, I started DJing at a point where, as a DJ, you needed to show up and show your music repertoire. That's it. Not this thing of
Bengenamajandra.
yeah, but not genre.
Yeah.
You could be pulled up and had a repertoire of music, and you play music that's suitable for that particular time.
So venues tend to look at what's trending, right? So now, according to law, the rule of law says, okay, if you have a record label, right, and you distribute or you release a certain type of music, in a sense, yokuthi mhlawumbe wena now you pigeonhole yourself, maybe ushaya soulful house, ne deep house, you might actually start becoming irrelevant because those songs are not the ones that are going to play in the club. So therefore, if the venue has a license and they need to record each and every single track, the market share becomes bigger on the Afro house scene or Afro house because that's what's trending at the moment.
It's the pumping sound.
Like, have you seen how now we've pivoted from piano because everyone's starting to feel like piano sesiyenzeka cool and sesibaningi, but let's move now to a three-step, for instance, or a Afro house as per se, because what we're trying to do is give these people that are sitting there the same experience as your
The
black
one that
coffees.
they brought from overseas.
Yes, unfortunately, asikhona ukufaka ama-drone emaklabini.
That's the funny, because
You know?
if asikhona ufaka if asikhona ku make sure isha, for instance, ukuthi our CDJs are serviced all the time.
Yeah.
How can we con drones? Because I want to tell you right now, it's rare for me to 70% of the time to get to a venue and everything is working.
Guys, did you see? I saw her Instagram. She's on Instagram. She's playing. And then she goes, "Hey, boo." So I read the caption. The caption says, "Hey, if only everything was working properly." That was funny.
Like, yeah. I
And
was
it's also
watch
good that you share such moments.
such
because
moments, yeah.
It helps the crowd sort of like relate, you know? So
Yeah, that sometimes it's not our fault when we're behind the deck and something happens. It's not our fault. It's that literally things are not working, and we realize the same time that you realize that things are not working.
just like she said, it's not Kabza's fault, guys.
So, where you haven't gotten to the record label thing.
So you kind of like see Oguchi, okay,
That my sound seems to not be working just because right now it's
I think-
seemingly not being received as well just because of something.
let me put it like this. I think it's the confidence of the artists that are on the label. So, for instance, we have a producer, this hot female DJ, right? She also produces nice music, but she's not confident about her song because within the Afro scene, things are always changing. Yeah, but there's always evolution. Ipegetleka is sounding like Ipegetleka
Yeah,
last
yeah,
year.
Sangokiana, yeah.
So she finds herself having to adapt every now and then, but she barely has time to adapt.
I
Same
feel
applies.
subtweeted. I don't know,
Yeah, subtweeted.
but yeah.
but it's a real thing. So the confidence of the artist of the producer, the artist, or the
Yeah.
composer gets a bit dented because there's always this thing is always shifting, and it's shifting, you know, and there's only a limited amount of things that you can change.
Yeah.
So with the morale dropping of the artists, and with the rise of AI as well, and the inability to be able to afford to acclimatize
To
or
acclimatize,
yeah,
yes.
to collaborate within the AI
to
system,
be in the same page,
you
to
know,
do what
to
it's doing.
do what it's doing, or to use it to your advantage,
Yeah.
it becomes a difficulty. So now we end up with artists that are just despondent.
And that's possible with creatives, by the way.
Yes.
Highly, definitely
We
possible
should
with
know
creatives.
this.
We should know this, yeah.
So
Okay.
it becomes now a thing of you're forcing people to release music.
Yeah, that's how it's feeling, by the way. I feel like people are forcing themselves to do certain things just because,
You see,
you know, and
the inspiration is not
it's
there.
not there. And I can feel it. I don't know if you can feel it, but I can feel it.
That's why I'm pivoting.
Yeah, okay.
Because
okay.
now what I've noticed is, okay, particularly my focus now is acquisitions in a sense.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but I'm not going to disclose, obviously, what type of acquisitions
Yeah.
that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
But I had a conversation with a lovely gentleman called Mob at some point,
Mm-hmm.
and he spoke about AI agents. That's all I'm going to say thus far.
Okay,
You know?
I understand. And also, you're probably still in the pivoting
Yes,
process.
yes, we're still in the
Okay.
pivoting process.
Okay.
Also, utilizing things like artist support.
Okay.
To help better teams.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to disclose that one, but that one artist that I was talking about.
Yeah, okay.
And the campaigns and
Okay.
so forth, yeah.
Okay, cool. I understand then. Okay, let's talk about the culture shift then. Since we've talked about the story, let's talk about the culture shift and why we feel like, well, I feel like it's not a random culture shift. And it's, like I said, one of the reasons why I started that tip series that I started with, because I realized that the algorithm is actually much more powerful than we think it is.
Yep.
And the algorithm is making a lot of decisions,
Yep.
actually. I actually didn't realize that until recently when I had to be cognizant of my thoughts. The algorithm is very, very, very powerful. And the algorithm right now has rewritten, quote unquote, what's valuable.
Right.
The way we post, how often we post, the content that we post. Before, if you're a musician, it was just pulling up as a musician. Now, the algorithm made it okay for the value of a musician to be pulled from pulling up how many followers you've got, what content you're posting. It's no longer
Yep.
about what we used to it
You
being.
pull up to the club squat
algorithm-
deep.
Squat deep, because that's what the algorithm has purposed as valuable.
And I don't want to criticize that, because I've come to understand that people are now into it. People have always been into experiences, festivals, shows, basically, that where they feel like they're part of something, they're part of history. I was there
Yeah,
when Black Coffee's drones were flying.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm rambling on about the drones, but that was amazing.
That's the point, though. Do you
That's
understand?
amazing.
That's the point. Yeah.
And then another one was the one with hot air balloons. While I was DJing, I'm a hot air balloon at If I'm there, I'm going to capture the moment. So now we have this thing as a device that sits with the person that's come to experience this. When they go home, they have a takeaway. So it's no longer about a takeaway being just
You have to now
Yeah.
see it. You have to be part of the moment.
have to be part of the moment.
The audience has changed.
Yes,
That's
the
that's
DJ
what
is
that
no longer a star by themselves. They're a star with all of us.
With all, is that how it feels for you?
Yes,
Don't
because
you feel like okay, so don't you feel like now that's been done, the expectation will be from someone who's looking to book you, that will be the expectation.
it would depend on quite a lot. I mean, I still get bookings, but the type of bookings that I choose to accept, because I'm not a person, I'm a particular type of person. Also, it goes with your personality, I get overwhelmed by a lot of people. At first, I wasn't like that. I could disappear into the crowd and then appear on stage. And then say, why? But now it's like, oh my goodness. So many people, so many energies.
Yeah.
So I'm very selective as to where I want to be, how I want to be perceived. Therefore, resulting in those particular promoters or DJ or what DJs sometimes do book you as well. DJs,
No,
promoters,
100%, yes.
and bar owners that will say, "Hey, man, we've heard about you. I was at this particular bar and you were killing it."
Yeah.
And everyone was sitting down there, but it was rocking.
But now, since so that's now speaks to the those bars that you're talking about, they're not
old
doing
money
well.
cheek.
Some of the bars you're talking about are not doing well, and the economics of them being open doesn't make sense. Do you understand? There are some bars, there are some venues that are closed down just because the economics of having something like that, of not having something big time, something Instagrammable, something aesthetically pleasing, they don't make sense.
I mean, look at this space. It's a limited space, right? I understand what you're saying. this space does not allow for just this space, literally from beyond the table
Okay.
until
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah.
Does not allow, as you said earlier, does not allow for a drone.
It doesn't allow for a drone.
And even if you take footage, it's just, were you really that close to the DJ? Why then weren't you behind the DJ?
Also,
you get
people
what
are
I'm saying?
chasing that. It's also that moment. People are chasing, the moment. Do you get me?
But we still have those few, well, not few actually. We still have those people that really want to go out
And
for
then-
nostalgic purposes. I think those kind of bars that you speak about, 80% of the time they get it wrong by trying to do what is being done overseas at a festival. A bar cannot compete with a festival. A club, a nightclub cannot compete with a festival.
Yeah.
You see, unless
Yeah.
it's truth.
And this is truth.
Yeah,
But
truth in Kulu. Yeah,
there are big venues that closed down. I think big venues that don't exist anymore that they were internationally renowned in South Africa. But it's because the identity, I don't know what each of the reasons were, but I can speculate.
Yeah.
Like Altitude, for instance, internationally renowned. We never thought Altitude would close down. Today, Altitude has closed down.
Babylon closed down.
Babylon closed down.
The milk, yasekhaya
Which is
the same
surprising because I
thing.
was at the Milk the year before last, having the time of my life.
But you know, it's
But
also
Yibo,
Yes.
because I
Yibo,
realized
Yibo.
Yibo. I realized something while I was at Milk. By the way, there was no how do I put this? I have a problem with venues that play one sound one way, just because. To me, it seems as though they're assuming that because this is the popping sound, this is the sound that's going to get us money. I have a problem with
Yes.
that because it's the opposite of that.
what happens is that the people flock there. And then the people get bored. Just like Ipiano. Sometimes. But people flock to this particular place. They fill it up. And then the true nature of human beings is to move on once something gets tedious
Yeah.
and boring, you know?
Yeah, we're
So now,
alive, guys.
those places become one-hit wonders. Then in their dying moments, they're like, oh no, we need to incorporate everything. But by then it's already too late because there's another spot just down the road that has kept on with the culture. Some places don't lose people actually. As much as we say that some places lose the people, some places don't lose the people because they consistent with a specific type of culture.
Let's talk about something actually. Let's talk about something. Watching venues close, right? Watching not even venues close, watching nightlife disappear in South Africa is something that we're watching. We've been saying, by the way, on this pod that club culture is dying. We've been saying club culture is dying, and we've been saying that they need to pivot. But clearly, people who are still involved in club culture don't understand why that the scene is dying. Because it's this particular shift. Because
Yes.
things that people used to value then are not the same things that you value now. The audience has also changed. It's about,
Influencer premiums.
Exactly, influencer situations happening.
Yep.
The thing of also thinking that you can save your venue by booking an influencer who DJs, but that's not the case. I've always had a problem with that, by the way, simply because people don't go to your venue just because you booked the influencer, because there's a difference between a DJ and an influencer that DJs.
You see, also with that, I wanted to bring something to light, right? With modern day society, the kids, I call them the kids. The kids, I'm going to start it like this. The demographic of alcohol consuming, I nearly said alcoholics, but the millennials.
Or Tina.
Yes, us, right? We used to go to places, show up, dressed in whatever fashion.
That part.
If you don't believe me, go watch reruns of Chiga Machiga and see how we were dressing. Both whoops, ngiteke in the sense, or nge-Spice Miss, yabona as a chick, those platforms. It wouldn't make sense. Any shoe that would help you to be able to dance. Versus now, where you have to go showcase istyle sakho. Istyle siyadura, indaba oqala, ne? Istyle, as much as it's expensive, now you get there, You don't want to get dirt on yourself. Awufuni ukudawa blackout. Remember in our era, umuntu mayidaki blackout ile lapha, we like, yo, that guy had fun.
Honestly.
And there was nothing wrong with that. It was
Yeah.
acceptable. But in this culture where you get cancelled, hey, ninento eningi nini. Now, you must look clean. You must be poised. Don't be toxic. These new words that people use.
people are
That's
using.
just a lot.
There's a lot you
So,
need to keep up with,
There's a lot.
man.
Now you end up not drinking. But who's
Yeah.
losing when you are not drinking? If venue, what does it sell? It sells alcohol. But they're out of water. Izawukwenza njani imali lo venue?
And
Ipompo ayisasebenzi.
you think it's like a thing where the new generation drinks less?
Yes.
I actually think that it's about where they're drinking. Because if you do a daytime thing and put alcohol in the mix, I feel like they're going to enjoy that. It's just that because I've always been like, the whole thing of nightlife culture, it doesn't make sense. Like, for instance, if you're going to tell people what to wear, first of all, you're losing people.
Yes.
You're telling them what to wear. You're telling them, go back home. Like, let's say you came back from a bride. You're a person with a lot of money. You just came back from a bride. You're thinking, I want to keep grooving. And you think, let me go to a club. The club will turn you away just because you're wearing shorts.
It once happened to me in your teacher. I'm like, do you know who I am? You know what, man? So, but now you're too busy as a club controlling aesthetics. A club is not a fashion runway. To all the club owners that still exist, clubs are not fashion runways. As long as I'm wearing a comfortable shoe so that I can be able to dance, that's it. And when I dance, I get thirsty. And if I get thirsty, I order more alcohols. Especially as our demographic. Today's kids don't even dance. Like, how do you even quantify how clubs are a workable thing? You know,
Yeah,
as I
I
said
don't
to you,
know
there's a
lately.
bar. Now, that's why I said to you, like a hotel, for instance, right? A hotel has a bar. The people coming from upstairs are going to the pool. When they pass there and they hear a nice melody, a nice, neatly packaged melody, not wee,
Hey, we're nah.
but they hear some. Kaloku, kukho indawo lapho, like I've oftenly noticed that some places will pay ipacket like ngo-2, I mean, and not even on a Friday, on a Sunday.
Really? What kind of
Hey, dude, the things we see, FOAs. Anyway,
Okay.
I don't want to mention
I
places.
can't say
but
anything until I see it myself with my own eyes.
dude,
so-
it's a pandemic now. So you're coming from your room, but picture it like this: you're coming from your room upstairs, and you're going to the pool, and you're met by this
From a
loud
hotel.
music. Yeah, you're met by this loud music instead of something that's soothing, and you're having a relaxed vibe about yourself as well. Or when you get downstairs, you know, or even if it's chilled, but it's accommodative essentially of whoever that you are. Whether you're wearing shorts, you can end up sitting there with your flip flops. So jive. Remember the time we went to living room? You literally got out the pool and we went to living room. That was nice. That was a great experience, irrespective of the sound that was playing. Imagine now being turned away because when uphume ephulini,
Yeah.
awuthambisanga kahle emqondo.
You'd be sleeping, by the way, because that looks damn hot.
Boy one now.
Okay, we look damn hot, but I was the one who was
Shisa.
swimming. You weren't.
Kaloku mna, I called you and I was like, what are you
Yeah,
doing?
let's go.
And
You're
you're
like,
like,
let's go.
You're swimming. I'm like, okay. Uzawuvela unxibe nje, whatever. Sizawuya pha, sitshis. And I was wearing my short shorts.
Yeah. You were. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank
so
you.
what are we saying? Like, what are we saying now then when it comes to the culture shift? Because like I'm wondering, based on the shift in itself, since we're saying there is a shift, and we're talking about the venues and we're talking about how venues do things and how they do bookings. I'm just wondering now, what are we saying that how venues do things is one of the reasons, one of the shifts that we're noticing?
Yep.
Yeah.
I can factualize it.
Yeah, go ahead. I love it.
I will say
Let's
that
go. Yeah.
according to my research, I won't explain ukuthi ngiyenze nabani research, but there's this thing we call the economic toxic mix, right?
I love that.
You know, AMA venues, basically what they've become is killing machines of culture in somewhat of a way, right? So kuna lento bathi solvency crisis.
Oh, that
where-
sounds
where
economic. Yeah.
izinto ezifana nama-compulsory liquidations. Sometimes you find that izinto ezifana nama-utilities like electricity mhlawumbe,
Bills.
ama-bills wabo, you know, ama-logistics, transporting that alcohol that no one is going to drink, you know, to have to reach a point of breaking even. Because think of it from an investment perspective. If I've invested X amount of money and I'm only getting money from entrance, but the alcohol is not selling enough, I'm not making that percentage. kahle. So I end up having to charge an extremely high premium at the door,
Yeah.
right? Because that's the only way I can fight back. Water, you can only charge so much for water. You can't charge it
avelelwa amanzi
200.
guys, ngisela amanzi mna.
Yes, I mean, look at this bottle of water.
Avelelwa amanzi, what I actually drink, guys, but yes,
You know,
you're saying
amanzi
yes.
avelelwe.
water-
I like what you're saying.
Yeah.
Amanzi avelelwe.
Avelelwa
But ke
amanzi.
ngoku, if the pipe iqaphukile, you know, just down the road with the current economic system that we live in, emhlabeni kalatata esingazi umtsho igama lakhe, you know, taps are not working. So the people are at the club and they're like, I'm thirsty. Kuthiwa nabu utywala, I don't drink. Nansi alcohol, I don't drink.
I don't
gases.
drink.
I'm a drinker gas. So when ufuna alcohol is still alcohol. How's uyifumana loo nto? So you tend to, you're like, this is not vibey
Yeah.
enough. Let's go. Then the decline begins there. Another fact is exactly lento ye shrinkage ye disposable income kaloku. So now, because you're charging a premium at the door, abantwana abasebenzi, the youth is unemployed. Into yenyani thina besi, as much as we were messy versus this generation, we could afford uba xa usiya endaweni ukwazi uthenga ikhoti nyana, 2 courts, 3 courts nyana. I remember going to Rosebank with a friend of mine and we bought courts and we had fun because we were in Rosebank. Keys. Yabona keys, yeah. You know. But now, because of the way the youth is carrying themselves with composure, mabefika lapho amanzi awasebenzi, and they're being charged the premium for isn't just fine nokudla, the itemized billing, then it ends up Gen Z basically drink less than us millennials. It becomes a disaster. You know, sekufuneka senze ama-vibe e-library for Gen Zs,
Period.
you know.
Period.
So that's
or
what's
coffee
killing it.
shops.
Coffee
Yeah.
shops.
Or coffee shops. Ndiyayifuna coffee shop, by the way.
Coffee shop
vibe. Yeah.
ingaka.
Eh.
So uzoyenza njani ROI if ndikupha i-15 million ngoku ndithi yenza plan up, what can you possibly add inside a coffee shop that will make it
I'll think of something.
more water? I don't drink coffee, I drink
Flavored
water.
coffee. I don't know. I'll think of something. Also, I don't want to share my ideas.
Coffee
Gandhi.
with
You're
a dash
stealing
of
them
water.
there. So here's what I'm hearing what you're saying, right? There's a lot of what is happening, including the economics of the economics of running an establishment.
Yes.
That are coming into play.
Yep.
And just to add on what you're saying, that the solvency crisis, like of going, we can't make the profit that we're making, so we need to declare our business insolvent, and therefore we are shutting down.
Yep.
Those things are also, to me, it seems like a combination, like a cocktail of things. And I'm gonna say that when you then want to fit a certain type of vibe, the vibe that, let me say, online is telling you to fit, you lose the plot of what you were as an establishment, because you want to, come across as this droney, establishment, you also want
Confusion
to
of identity.
that's exactly. You also now want to. This is the other side, by the way. Maybe we'll still talk about the side of the performers, like of the performers, because I'm about to rope the performers in. You
Yep.
want to book influencers that are expensive,
that want bottles.
that want tons of bottles.
So when unikeza
And
bottles.
it's a cycle, by the way,
Yes.
because the artist probably also, sold themselves as this kind of person, and therefore this is how much they charge. We are no longer building our music repertoires; we're building profiles that enable us to charge some more, and our venues can't afford us. I don't know. I feel like it's a weird cycle.
It is. That's why it's a killing machine.
It's a killing machine, yeah.
Uphelile
What
because-
happened to just having let me put it on the other side, resident DJs that know the sound of the venue, that go one way with what's happening with the venue, paying them what they deserve, building consistent clientele, and taking it from there. Not this thing of once a month you're going to have someone who's going to charge you hundreds of thousands that you cannot afford. Whereas you
Right.
can just be building. What happened to that?
And it's a sensitive topic.
It kind of is, and I
Because-
hope no venue owner comes for me. I'm just saying.
Nam galok done venue, guys. Back in the days, when I was part of a scheme of people that ran and owned a venue, right? And slowly, I could see it taking and stealing away from their souls. Because Bona, they were individuals that were quite cultured within the scene of music.
Are you telling me there were DJs?
There were
Venue owners that own
DJs.
DJs that own venues?
There were DJs. So
Red
yeah,
flag.
it is a red flag. It is a red flag because the curation would be based on favoritism.
Exactly, red flag.
However, I want to shine a light, shine a light, shine bright like a diamond. Damn it. Too much English for a Friday. Is it a Friday today?
Let's say it is.
So what happens is that, okay, we now target these superstars, right? And I don't want to mention people, right? However, there's this guy, Oge Wahamba, Wayodlale Ibiza. He's an Afro house producer. Your favorite food.
Me. Yeah, okay.
Unegama lama gangster. Like if you watch some movies, Zakdala or El Capone.
Okay.
So that's enough.
Face.
Well, hlala phako Capone. Yabona?
Yeah.
And mamela banten El Capone.
Capone.
Susa u L fake enye into.
Kubeka
Kube
vandeni.
Cap. Yes.
Land the plane, my friend.
Wathi esawulenda apha wafike wadlala i-futuristic sound. Ivenue yona, it thinks by calling him, this is the dilemma. Ivenue thinks by calling him it's gonna attract foot traffic. Right. But the venue has a specific culture, and the culture is underground. As I said, these individuals, besingabantu be underground, siliqela labantu abazi underground DJs and abadlali techno. We used to play techno and deep house kakhulu. But by calling this particular individual, we were expecting a specific demographic to come through. Yafika ke lo demographic. But xa ifika, they have these cliques, right? These cliques are not gelling with these cliques. So the Gen Zs are not gelling with the millennials. So it becomes a problem, yoqala. Then this guy is playing kaloku it sounds like and he's playing them loudly. He's chasing away the regulars.
Okay.
The people that are buyers. Remember kaloku Gen Z khona basangena emsebenzini.
Yeah.
I-millennials kudala sisebenza kudala sihuba, so imali yoba uzawuba uphume out uyozithengela i-drink emandi efana ne-Windhoek draft njalo ne-black label uyayi-afforda wena, but now you're getting chased away because sowunyathelwa yingane. Iy'ngane ziyakunyathela manje. Now you feel a specific way. You're like, man, ke tlo hatiwa ke bafananyana ba banyane. You just bought this shoe and it's expensive. Now back harder. You're like, no man, I'm not gonna, I don't feel the vibe here anymore. So now, because the venue is trying so hard to please everyone, you end up canceling the very valuable customers or the consumers. Then they end up, you know where? With us, kumabhaz wethu. Yes. And then thina sibashaya number based on nostalgia. You know, and then it becomes that.
Yile genre pigeonholing le.
Yiyo. Plus a whole bunch of senishwankathele kaloku ne-economics xa ndisitsho olu hlobo wena sine sephayo.
Let me talk about something, and maybe this will challenge your thinking. I had a conversation after the last podcast that I shot with Marvin Great, and the conversation was based on the fact that, not even the fact that, it was based on genres and DJ saying that I specialize in this genre, so I won't play a certain time. I specialize in this genre, so I won't play. Do you get me? And I'm just like, Lendo ka my sound. I called it that. I was like, Lendo ka sound, ka my sound. This is my sound. This is my sound. I was like, this thing is killing the culture. But in the flip side, into ka my sound, is it building a certain other culture?
I think it is.
It's building a certain other culture.
I think it is for the mere fact
But it's
that
killing the DJing culture,
it is
though.
killing the DJing culture. Besithini into a peak of iconic music.
Is that what it's called?
Umculo that defines
That, yes.
who comes.
Because I was talking on the phone, I was like, Lando ka my sound. It's because nonke you guys are chasing the same moment. So if my sound is Amapiano, it's because you're chasing that Amapiano moment. That's I have an issue with that. As a DJ, I take issue with that. Simply because I think when we started the pod, I said, I came in a time where, look, when the people come, they're not going to say King Schwarz played a great deep house set. They're going to say, oh, his set was good. Yeah, bon?
Otherwise,
they
King
say the
Schwarz-
experience was good.
King Schwarz's name would be King Deep,
King Deepo. Yaiva.
King Soulful,
Yaiva. So that's the time. So now I'm like this.
Sai Soulful.
Yaiva. So now I'm like this thing is killing the DJing culture. I think, me personally, because your job as a DJ, as either one of your many jobs. So now because we've got a lot of jobs lately, Singapore social media manager, we are this, we are that, we are that. But last I remember, my job as a DJ was to carry a crowd, have them have a good time, show them a good experience.
Yep.
Eyokubana nidlala AP genre, that didn't matter. So now I'm wondering, ukuthi, this thing of now, because these guys came from overseas, they came to South Africa, and because the sound decided to win that side, we're all chasing the same thing. So I'm wondering, is that also not? Is that do I have a bad outlook, or am I wrong in my outlook? Is it killing or is it building? Because I'm confused at this point, because there are niche events. I'm a fan of a niche event. I find that we need to have more niche events. In fact, I'm a fan of that. But what
Ikunye niche event.
Ikunye is niche event.
So idlali
But
Afro.
idlali, exactly, Afro and Afro tech.
Xhosa Nostra.
Akudlala isiXhosa. But here's the thing with things like that. And I did say I have the same problem with Dip in the City, is that they don't do the research. They don't do the research to see who to kind of like work better on curating their lineup. You'll find that there's the exact same people, and they claim to be a culture movement. And I had that problem with Deep in the City. I can't go to every Deep in the City and I'm seeing the same people. And I remember on this pod, I said, come to us. We'll recommend people for you to put on your lineup. We'll recommend them.
Goes back to that thing that you said a couple of minutes ago. A curator as a DJ, or a club owner as a DJ, or Kaloku, the reason why we still use the same cycle of people and we've become cliquey like that is because we're all feeling left out from each other's pockets now. And it's louder now than how it used to be back in the days. It's louder now. Like, for instance, if when udlala a soulful house, Asozuz born, you can't even picture yourself a kunye or a Deep in the City. You don't fit the format. That's the first thing. Then the second thing, again, it goes back to that culture driving essence. How many followers do you have? There's quite a bunch of politics that we've included, that we've inherited from overseas. You know, I was looking at even you can even see it and I want to say this. You can even look at it from a hip hop perspective. You know, when you look at talent, you're measuring matrix of talent as Safan
Asafani.
So if when you were a rapper and you used to be extremely skilled at your lines and the way in which you juggle and use words, now any lame kid, and I'm not saying you kids are lame, ngiyathanda ukuthatha offense bese ni cancel abantu, but if you can just say and then you have followers as 60 million as a AI.
Damn.
Lawyer na une 20,000 or 20K. Kuzobukwa yena and they'll get the most in terms of
Yes,
fees because
yes,
of the
yes.
massive appeal that they have.
A quote unquote appeal.
A appeal, which is a fugazi, doesn't exist because the same person, when they get booked, xa befika kulo club, they pull up with the squad and it makes it feel like bekugcwele, it was full, but it wasn't full. They came with their
Yeah.
squad, and those bottles that you gave them, Mr. Venue owner, they gave them to their friends, or they're probably going to sell them or keep them in storage. Uyabona, niyamosha. So there's a lot of politics within it and everything. Again, that's why I don't like Afro house.
Why actually?
I wanna
Why
tell
don't you like Afro?
Because
Like,
it
what is your
introduced
beef with
being
it?
clicky. It introduced being clicky. Iyo. As much as you say it's niche events, right? Think about it. Before your Afro House, basically, it wasn't that
Hayi, Unyanisile,
clicky.
let me be honest with you. Before it became cool,
It was the
Unyanisile,
epitome
actually.
of
but let's talk about that actually. But wasn't there a point where bekukho gatekeeping is serious?
yabona naleyo ne.
Like, I'm just wondering. Before that, but this also in a form, like clicking is a form of gatekeeping,
Yes,
ne?
yes, it is. It is.
But gatekeeping pandemic. Kodwa.
If we had to,
Aye,
let me ask you this: how do you judge a DJ? Do you judge them by the music they play,
No.
or do you judge them by the skill?
A lot of things. A lot of things. If I go and I attend a lot of events, guys, I don't come here talking about being a DJ just because.
Yeah.
Hell no, it's because the experience has changed. That's the thing. So, and I'm not a fan of the current direction of being a DJ. But anyway, when I go, for instance, to a venue, I listen to a DJ, judge them based on their music repertoire, how they read a room, how they play with the room, how they balance the room, how they go from one point to another. Mixing is like the basic thing. It's like on the floor amongst the skills of being a DJ.
I don't know,
Mixing, you
eh?
can learn it within a couple of minutes.
I don't know.
Beat match.
I don't know.
Beat matching, you can learn it within a couple of minutes.
I don't know. Keep going, but I don't know.
I don't even listen to beat matching that hard. I do not. I do because I guess I do, but the one thing, it's one of the many things that we as a DJ must do, but it's like you can learn it within a couple of minutes. The other things that I mentioned, taking care of the room, carrying the room, balancing the room. That for me, making an experience for me as the audience, like we're talking now. Now we're talking, because I was thinking about the other time. Remember there was a time Diplo decided to come here, and I was still working at Icon at that time. And it goes back to my point about when people listen to you, they're not going to say, "Oh my goodness, he played such a great Afro tech set." So things have changed. So Diplo came, and I remember the first time I was still working at Icon, and I saw him at Icon, and I love Diplo. Like, he's living a life I want to live. I'm not gonna lie. And Diplo is world renowned for being an EDM electronic DJ. There was a time where now, again, I see him in Cape Town. I forgot what the name of the place was, and I was like, that is Diplo. Diplo jumped on someone else's set. Does not play EDM. He plays South African Afro house music. And I was like, that's a DJ. That's a DJ that can adapt to the current setting, carry the crowd. That's a DJ that has a repertoire of music. That's a DJ that knows what being a DJ is. There's another DJ I'll mention. He's a hip hop DJ from America. There was a time when I was still in Grahamstown. He used to come to Grahamstown and play a lot. He would come to South Africa. You can tell he's a DJ that did his research. Would come play South African music. And I think that's what I admire about DJs from other countries also. Even though South Africa is the hardest crowd, I believe, to play for.
Not really.
I
but
think it is. I think it is. They don't lie to you. If you're messing up, you will know. They're not polite. If you're messing up, you'll know from a South African crowd. Or maybe
Okay.
it's the black crowd. I don't know.
Nama, I don't know.
So those are the things when for me, but that's also because I am a DJ. But I'm also sure that if you're an audience and I come and I listen with the audience, I will be like, this DJ carried me. I had fun. It was a good experience. As for Ubaye Bedlala Ntoni, well-renowned EDM DJ Diplo came and played South African Afro house music. That was great.
I like what you're saying when you say EDM. EDM, psytrance. I had these friends of mine in Durban. I went to go play at some place in Durban, Zax or something along those lines. I say North Beach, next door to Joe Cool's, not far from Joe Cool's actually.
ngiyayazi Joe Cool's, guys,
Yabona Joe
actually.
Cool's
Yeah,
yakhiwe
ngiyaqonda
njalo.
Joe Cool's,
As you
yeah.
go down the same path,
yeah.
kunenye indawo
Okay.
yakhiwe njalo. There's a place called
Yeah,
Zax.
yeah.
What the DJs there did was quite amazing. So let DJ, one specific DJ, Ndlibele igama lakhe. I'm sorry I forgot your name, my dog, but you know I love you. Hey, when's into man? And that's when I understood the true meaning of DJing, which it lies with the skill of being able to do your ninjutsu properly. Ninjutsu.
What,
You know?
what do you mean?
So
Because there are DJs who show
Le-
you
le-
a
le-
great experience and it's just about going from one song to another clean and telling you that.
you see, that's your quantification.
I'm wondering. I'm not saying yours isn't. I'm just saying
No,
it's one
I need to.
agree
I'm
that
explaining
okay.
something. Let me cook.
Okay, ask
Gen Z languages. We just dropped them on the show, so watch. So, Jazzy Jeff Yamas.
Yeah.
Have you listened to Jazzy Jeff's sets?
Not as much as clearly you.
No, you can go on YouTube.
No, not as much as you is what I'm saying.
But it can be
Heard one. or
one.
two.
Wow.
Maybe one.
Wow. Okay. Jazzy Jeff, what he will do, uzawudlala mhlawumbi a freestyle verse, the side, maybe of a song that's popularly known. Then he will chop it up, and this is where the Kung Fu comes in, plus the skill of composition. So Tina as DJs back in the days, because Tina sabantu bakudala guys. So besikwazi uba sithathe le ngoma nale ngoma si-altimixe, although it's not a specific genre, iforme enye into different, and that's what the crowd would go crazy for.
Depending on where you are.
I don't believe that. Till today, I still do the same stuff.
I do. I obviously.
The alti-mixing is a skill. You can't. That's why
Yeah,
Kent
I
is
agree.
rated one of the best
I'm not
DJs.
disagreeing that it's a
So
skill. I'm just saying
I get I'm
that
cooking. So as I'm cooking for you, kaloku wena, you must hold the plate and receive. Kaloku. Bon. What happens is that, there's tail to head mixing. After this song, okay, I just have to beat match and get it to the right and then position it. But then there's also artistry. We've forgotten a lot about the artistry, which is what used to excite the specific demographics or the crowd that is there. Remember, the crowd doesn't know you, doesn't know that you're going to play that song. But if you're able to alti-mix it and deliver that skill and work hard, like uyabonisa man, uyasebenza. There's even the element of scratch and all of that. So when you say, I'm also fighting against the fact that you say which the skill itself is the lowest.
I didn't say the skill. I said beat matching. I said mixing. I said
beat matching into
matching.
beat matching.
Let's be clear.
So when again,
Let's
okay,
be clear.
let me ask it like this
Let's
thing,
be
because
clear.
I will understand the cooking yam. Let me explain. Pheke noodles
Upheka
ngepapa.
kamnandi phofu, exactly. Upheka noodles nepapa.
Pheke noodles
Awupheki
ngepapa.
stew. Awupheki
Uyabona?
beef stew.
Yabon.
Or curry.
Yabon. So let me bring it home. Ne. Ndithi
Pheki
kuwe.
curry fondini.
Let me ask you then, Uba. Okay, so you say you enjoy the thing abantu bakwazi uba mix a tail to head, right?
I didn't say that.
What
Like,
are you
do
saying?
Where did you get that?
Because I'm saying to you, Uba, is skill.
I said beat matching. You can learn it in a couple of minutes. For me, that's not top of what I believe a DJ is.
What do you believe
I
a
don't-
DJ is?
I told you, it's the other things that take you years to do, amongst other things. Even that it is, but for me, it's not at the top because I can teach someone how to beat match in a couple of minutes.
Okay,
Do
you
get
know,
me?
I think I have
But
beef with the fact that you said beat match.
what beat match for ndinu ukwenza beat 4x4x4.
Yabona ingxaki leyo ezinye ingoma singo 4x4 guys.
So ingoma ze
Kaloku asikhweli izi 4x4
electronic
zonke.
music is a 4x4x4. Whether it's broken beat, it's just broken. Whether it's bossa nova, I play bossa nova, I play broken beat, I play soulful. I've played all of this. It's still all
Yeah, like
it's
R&B.
in the I do. It's in the ear. Do you get me? It might not be for what I'm saying is beat matching is
Ne
4x4x4 for 80%, 90% of electronic music. Yeah, Ibona. So
No,
the-
I'm sorry. I'm the one here that's
I
at fault.
think you want to fight
Because,
me.
yes,
yeah.
because no, it's not only you. I hate the notion that
You hate DJs that play
4x4, yeah.
that play music,
If,
like-
if you had to play funk, which we DJ, yeah, I'm the best DJ. Sithi nangama records dlali funk. Yeah. Ubone uba hayi.
What if I'm phony?
No, you are a DJ.
Yeah, so
You are a
that's
DJ.
that's where my
hence,
chat is.
Yes, this is. I'm trying to bring you somewhere. Utawufuna and it.
I'm just, no, I
ungafuni?
was just playing devil's advocate.
Okay, don't play
asking.
devil's advocate because zaphendula umtyholi ngoku. I love these moments on the pod. Listen, funk doesn't go necessarily according to is 4x4 because the beats were produced live, right? So there was a lot of work that needed to be put in. Ezinto zoba funeka umixe your 4x4. You had to be fast with your hands. Ngoku, there's technology, there's laziness, and that results in us now taking shortcuts. And other people might not see them as shortcuts, but as time evolves, they become shortcuts. Hence, we have this pandemic now. Yoba kudlalwa i-genre. Yazi ndike ndaxelelwa ntoni Sai, and this hurt my feelings as a kid. When I was still a kid and I was DJing, I was like 5 years old. Ndaqala udj na 5. Ndiyaxoka ke ngoku. Mamela. But what had happened was that these guys said to me they will not give me a chance to play with them, right? At this particular residence in Bloom, because my songs are not on key. It was a thing back in the days. Every song that you play needed to be of a specific key. And on the
Sounds
CDJ,
boring, I'm not gonna lie.
it is, right? But they were like, no, we're not, you want to mix that with this. But it's not logical. You need to play.
Not logical.
That's what they said.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not logical. A key of E. Funeka ihambe ne-key of E. So good track source, because track source used to also show funeka ibe ku-key of E.
It still
Your
does.
whole set. This is when it started, this thing. Everything must be in one specific key. Hence now we have each genre. I'm trying to paint the parallels so you can see them. But on a record, can you see a key with record? No, you can't, my nigga.
But are you then fighting with me when I say, this is what I want clarity on? Ukuthi, beat match. The reason why there's so many DJs that are calling themselves DJs because they can beat match
Thanda ngoba uyitshilo.
the other things. Do you get me?
Yes,
So that's why
promotion
City
of
is on the
laziness.
floor. The City, that requirement, it's technical. You can teach someone that.
But it also, that
Yeah,
as on the floor as it
And
is, it has
and-
resulted in
and-
this pandemic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yabona?
Exactly.
So actually, it's not on the
Hence in
floor.
City,
It's
on the
here.
floor.
Because if it was on the floor,
No,
on the floor.
let's talk about it because now we're talking about we're living in the past. That's what it took to be a DJ. We're living in the past. This is the exact shift that we're talking about. And perhaps we will wrap up by asking the floor, asking anyone who's listening, what
the floor.
exactly for them does a good DJ make. But anyway, if we're talking specifically about being a DJ, we're saying that is one of the things. But the reason why I'm sitting it's on the floor is because I can teach someone how to beat match. I can say, listen to the song. This is where you mix it. Can you hear where you mix it? That's what beat matching is. Make sure that if you listen to it, and if you're a good listener, this is now technology is there. You can just
Yep.
do this, and then you're beat matched. It's on the floor. So the other
On
things,
the floor.
the other things are now what takes to be a DJ. And perhaps this shift is coming to it right now. Today, whether you can beat match,
Whether you press sync.
whether you By the way, apparently they're removing the sync button in the later models of the Pioneer CDJ. Pioneer announced that whether you pressed sync, whether you're
They must remove the numbers as well.
Guys, that's you're being petty. I like the numbers.
They must remove the numbers. Let's just play vinyls here,
Let's-
guys.
Miss me with that. Whether what was I saying? Whether you can beat match, whether you've got a good repertoire of music,
Yes.
whether you can carry a crowd, because all you need to do lately is just play a bunch of known music, and you've claimed you've had a good set.
We glorified
We
jukebox.
glorify exactly. We've claimed you've had a good set. So those things lately they don't matter. Like they don't matter. These things. What matters is how many followers do you have? Is this a drone shot? How many people are interacting
Yeah,
with
how am
you
I sure? Hey, do I look good?
on this? Do I look good? I've always cared about whether I look good or not because I've always cared about how I present myself. But now it's like it's mutated. It's like whether you it doesn't this is what matters. Your profile, your followers, how many views your drone shot have, how many people are
it's what
interacting
you
on your social
portray.
media. It's what you portray, your aesthetic.
Yes,
those
it's
are
what
the
you
things that
portray,
matter
yeah.
anymore, that matter lately. That's why we're having so many people
We're
becoming
politicians,
DJs.
low key now. You know, Black Coffee, no David Guetta or Guetta. Go Getter your Getter, the sooner the better. Yes, if you remember that, you are as old as I am. Almost. So, Uti, Hrotman, Uti, and I liked this point because he really refines what it has become. And Black Coffee, I think, is one of those people that I can say I've seen him adapt.
Yes.
And move. He keeps it
100%,
moving.
he keeps
and
it
that's one
moving.
thing I love about him, you know, instead of dwelling in the politics.
Yes, he keeps it moving.
This camaraderie that we're having, it's necessary also for the scene because it's divided into two, the scene. As much as we say we appreciate him, there's people that are still complaining that he's no longer who he used to be. But in evolution, you can't be who you used to be. Hence, Nami, I'm pivoting in the label side of
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
unfortunately.
Well, they're making people pivot.
so no,
So
but,
I'm agreeing. I'm not
but
disputing. I'm
Uti,
hearing what you're
Uti,
saying.
Uti, to bring it home, Uti, for example, the time ebe senza la concert ye
The one in New York.
no I don't remember
Yeah,
ukuthi ebe-
which one? The one in New York.
yeah, he speaks about and it holds substance where he says you people couldn't tell that was pre-recorded because of the way it was delivered, because it needed to be pre-recorded.
Yeah,
There's
at
a lot
that
of cue
level.
points at that level, Liabon. So for la level, and then I don't blame him for saying that because he makes so much sense. At that level, you can't afford error. Kuya recordwa, and the sound needs to sound a specific way. So receiver, out DJ live, there's a lot of things that can go wrong in terms of just the configuration. So omnye umuntu afike akwaze, for example, or mic it is but we never heard that kind of stuff, those kind of disturbances, because everything was
pre-done.
refined, and most of the stuff
So
that was
baby performer.
a performer, right, to give you that experience and a perfect experience.
That's
So,
interesting because
yeah,
we
that
hate on people
dynamic.
for doing that on festivals, performing their sets.
And then what I liked also in that interview, they were blinging. David Guetta was wearing some bling and so, you know, and I could see him. And these guys, Black Coffee is one of the reasons why actually I sort of like really loved Soulful House, because I banked it class a tertiary to go watch this guy because
Yeah.
Pretoria, you know,
Yeah.
and hearing his story about bamtshontshele equipment and all of and I'm like, no man, I'm interested in seeing this guy. I've been hearing a lot about him, and he was playing a Sandle C1, a mixer soulful, but he leveled up. Why? There's a point where you reach and you're like, hayibo, ndisenzani ngoku into ndibane ndibhanxa ndifuna ubona igcwalisela abantu bandipress sync. Press lo sync DJ, especially uba umdala unendevu ezifana nezam. Let's
Hayi
not
ke ngoku they are removing the sync button, so
whatever, but I think what he was trying to bring is us ours is not to fight with evolution, but look at where you are. Because us complaining, some guys are going to back to vinyls now.
Yeah. I mean,
become a
look,
thing
I
now,
did say
so-
on the past couple episodes that I feel like the human live aspect, because I think you kept saying that as DJ, we should be fearful for AI. And I as a DJ, I am not scared about AI.
No, bendi protagonist.
We protagonist
Yeah,
serious.
I was just being
The one thing I'm scared of though is the algorithm.
but you seem to master it.
I don't I don't. I really don't. I think the expectation to show up the way other people expect you to show up, that thing is messed up. And maybe we'll talk about it on our upcoming, like on another episode.
Yep.
Perhaps we will. So I think right now
Do you want to bring it home?
I do want to bring it home. I really do. I want us to. I enjoyed this conversation actually, and perhaps we'll expand more on it on our next more
So shoot the next
as
week.
As we go.
I'll be wearing the same clothes, by the way.
as we go. But let's have our closing thoughts. And since a bulk of our conversation for today lied on events, on venues,
Genre versus
on
DJs.
genres versus we actually didn't go as much as I want us to go on that genres versus DJ chat. We actually didn't, because there's a lot to talk about when it comes to genres versus DJs. That how do you choose a genre? What makes you choose it, for instance? And based on quote unquote niche venues, niche events, how do you then place yourself if there's no space for you to play a repertoire of music somewhere else?
I think when it comes to that part, I can't answer any of the questions that you asked, and I'll be honest with
Yeah.
you, because I don't subscribe to genres. Me on a soulful set,
No,
ngiyakhona
me
uvele
too,
ndifake
Trust.
malombo now.
As long as it's
Ushukume,
not done in
bro.
a bad way, because we've had
Have I ever done anything in a bad
you
way?
haven't, because I've heard DJs that will put everything in one set and it's just so disturbing. There's a way to do it, but
Yeah,
damn.
like how we discussed on the previous episode
Yeah,
about that other
exactly.
particular experience that we had.
Exactly.
Look at Just Temba. You know, to bring it home, look at Just Temba. Look at Billy Jackson or Bubbles. Look at Obuboy Sansa. You know, those are DJs that I enjoy, that keep me on my toes. Oh, you can do this. Hey, yeah, well, so for me, DJing is DJing. I'm not genre. So that's why I said to you, I can't answer, because, hey, technicality, yoba, xa ufika track source. You know, fun fact, on track source footy, the reason why I said I'm pivoting is that
Yeah.
Afro is no longer what Afro was at track source.
Track Source
Now
never
when
had
you
Afro, by
arrive,
the way.
you know what they do now? They actually label your music according to the specification of how it sounds. So if you make an Afro house track that's 112 BPM, like Abu Rencido, do you remember the classics by Rencido? All I wanna do is keep on pushing. Anyway, so those guys, Abanjalo, now they can't compete in this scene because funeke ibe ne BPM rate, ne key is specific, and the algorithm as a track source takes it and says, asiyo Afro le.
Okay.
Afro-
Don't you classify the music on Track Source when it goes up?
You can classify all you want.
Yeah.
I was fighting with Andy from Traxsource. Sorry, Andy, I had to mention your name. Andy Holder. I'm like, Andy, but my song, this is Afro. He's like, bro, akusekho njalo. And they ever shifting. Do you remember, if you now go to Beatport and look for Deep House, yazi uzofumana ntoni?
But that's the thing. Beatport and Track Source, Deep House, yeah, but ayo Deep House. It's more like on the tropical house vibe, and you will find a lot of also.
Tropical.
Yeah, it's on the
yabo.
tropical house
Abo
vibe.
all day I dream.
Yeah, you will. That's the thing. So when it
Yes.
comes to, if you go to Track Source and you listen to what they say is Afro, it just be like. But
So
is
as a
it
DJ,
though?
xa ufika ke ngoku ungena pha uthi I play Afro, then xa ufika crowd, it's not their definition of Afro. You've just wasted money.
Well, you've wasted
buying
your
a set,
also you've wasted your own time, because you've wasted
you
your time
know.
classifying yourself
So
when there's
it's
absolutely
killing
no
us.
need. Yeah, because sometimes Nyani do be feeling like we are no longer doing it for the music, and music is the least important part to me.
Hayi uyivalile. Hayi uyivalile.
All right. I don't know. Final thoughts. What is it for you? Let's actually ask our people. Wuti, what is it for you? What makes a good DJ? What is it for you? When you go to an event? What do you look for?
Or a club or a bar,
Or
if
a
there's
club?
still any of those.
Yeah. Like what do you look for? Have you noticed anything that we're talking about lately?
Nostalgia, think across the board.
Yeah. Exactly.
And
Exactly.
think about what you like.
Yeah. Are your DJs still your favorite DJs?
To be continued on the next episode of the Sai Sessions.
Signing out. Mwah.